So here we go. In this video here, this is all about how to connect and set up the speakers. So in this particular video, we're talking about some 12-inch. We've got a pair of them here. They're not exactly the same, and they're both from Gemini. One's called the AS-2112BT, and the other one's called the AS-2112P. Both powered. This one, of course, well, actually that one over there is Bluetooth, and it has an MP3 player on it and some other little features that are just kind of icing on the cake. But that's the difference between those speakers. That's it. That's all. Everything else, all the analog inputs are going to be the same. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to connect it, and then I'm going to show you how to set it up, and then we'll even show what it can be used if you want to add a mixer to it or maybe a subwoofer. So for this video, it's purely how to connect it and the size of a venue or space that you're going to want to play these in. So, but first, let's talk about the size. I've written this down because I do want to get this part of the story about as accurate as I possibly can, because I want to be consistent and I want you to feel comfortable with it, because it's about what you're looking for. So I put this in the small setup category placement when it comes to speaker packages. What does that mean? Well, presentation. So if you're going to do an event at a work or in front of a crowd, maybe it's for a rally or it's a political thing or it's a work thing, or you're just doing a presentation to a group of people. You're looking at about 75 people, thereabouts. Auditorium, could just be somewhere in an office or a warehouse, but roughly around 75 people when it comes to a presentation. If you're using it for backyard party, I would definitely say this is a good way to go. You're looking at 25 to 40 people in your backyard. And if you're doing it for at home, maybe it's a karaoke night, maybe you're just having, because you want to have something in your studio, in your rec room, this would work for anywhere between, I'm going to say, 10 to 25 people. Now remember, if you're playing this outdoors, think diamond size at a baseball field. Not the whole baseball field, just the diamond area. This will work and cover that for amount of audio that you're looking for announcing, doing all that kind of stuff, playing background music. Good way to go. Outside of that, I think it's a pretty nice speaker. It's a pretty nice setup. Nice thing is it does have options, so you can add a mixer to it if you want to have more inputs options, or you can even plug a subwoofer to it if you want to increase the overall bass performance of it, because of course these are PA speakers. They're going to sound good. They've got bass and treble control, but at the end of the day, you may want to add a subwoofer if that's what you're looking for. So let's take a look at the backside, see how it connected, see how easy it is to connect, and then we'll take it from there. So here we are looking at the back of the speakers. So now this is the actual part that we're going to get into connecting it. So it's part of the connecting the whole thing up. Of course, we're talking about the XLR cable. If these were both Bluetooth and you didn't want to do anything else but Bluetooth, then you would simply just use the link feature and off you would go. But you wouldn't be able to use a microphone. To use a microphone, you need to first connect the two speakers via an XLR cable. And that's how we did that here. So what do we have? One XLR cable, the appropriate length. We're going to come out of our main, which in this case is going to be Bluetooth because we want to use the Bluetooth function. So of course we're going to plug that as our main. We're going to come out and we're going to go to our power unit. Once we're plugged in here, we've gone into your channel 1. We want to make sure that it's in line, not in microphone. Very, very important. So let's get a closer look at how we actually do the setup, and then we'll be able to take the next step. So here we are having a closer look at the back of the two units. This one again is our main. This is the one that has the Bluetooth function on top. It also has a USB and an SD slot. This is for your ability to play anything off a USB stick or an SD card. National anthems, special songs, stuff like that you have in there, no problem. Now, channels are listed down below. From that point down, they're both identical. This one is channel 1 and 2. Where everything's broken down exactly the same, except for in one case we have a 3.5, and on the bottom we have RCAs, giving you all the options to plug anything you may have. So if we go back to the main one, we're going to add into the other functions, which are the same on both. We've got our master volume, we got our bass and treble controls, and that of course is our output right down here. Now how do we use the input? So the two inputs on top, identical, except again, the aux versus RCA. We want to always have it in line unless we're actually going to plug a microphone in. So if we take a microphone, it doesn't matter if that microphone's 3-pin XLR or 1/4 inch. The one included in the box when you buy these guys is an actual 1/4 inch. So you can plug that in if you want right there. And then put it in mic mode, turn it on, and you're all set. Both speakers will operate at the same time. If you want to balance off your two speakers, pretty simple. Second speaker can go to the full volume. Your line input right on top here goes up to 50%. And if you're adjusting, you can adjust and then balance everything off yourself. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now again, that could have been XLR 1/4 inch, but the one that's included is this guy right here. So we just tried it with that for today. Now, both inputs do exactly the same thing when it comes to functionality. Again, just the options right here for our RCA or aux. I love the fact that you have your choices. Not like they just eliminated it, they gave you the choice. Straightforward, easy to operate. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go from having this standard setup of speakers alone, we're going to add a mixer into it and see what that looks like. So for a mixer setup to happen, we're going to turn the speakers off first. We're going to make sure everything's off, and we're going to grab our mixer. Here's the mixer that we're going to be using today. It's a standard 8-channel mixer. It's going to have some XLR outputs, which I've already plugged in, and now we want to make this all happen. So what are we going to do? We're going to unplug this jump lead cable that we have because we need to go to the left and right speakers. So we're going to take these two guys, take it off. So we've disconnected this one cable that we were using before. So now all we want to do is get our left and right cables just like this, and we're going to plug both these into the main inputs. Now I'm going to make sure the mixer is off. We're going to plug into the left and into the right, simply like that. They're both plugged in exactly the same. We're going to have both speakers at 50%. We're going to put the master volume also at 50%. And now the important thing is the sequence in which you turn things on. How do we do that? Of course, we're going to start with the mixer first because if speakers are off, if there's any popping sounds, capacitor requirements, anything like that, it's going to take care of itself. Now we can turn the speakers on safely and we're all set. Volume is off, of course, because I already have a USB stick in there ready to play. So all I need to do is pick that song. Turn up a little bit. Automatically works. It's that simple. Everything is as good as can be, just like that. Nothing more complicated, and it makes having an actual setup fun and easy. So again, there's our mixer, there's our setup. This is all about speakers, so we're not going to run through all the mixers except for XLR out, XLR inputs on 2 speakers. That's straightforward, a little bit of volume on our input that we want to play with, and we're good to go. So at the beginning of the video, I did mention subwoofer, so why don't we take time to do that one. So again, we're going to turn the speakers off first. We're going to turn that mixer off. Then we're going to unplug our connections to our speakers because we're going to add a subwoofer right here, yes. But first, magically enough, I got to bring the whole table down. And so here we go with our subwoofer. We're going to put this guy right in the middle. This happens to be a Mackie Thump Sub Go. Very exciting, by the way. So now all we got to do is hook this bad boy up. Everything's turned off again. We're going to start with the mixer, and we're going to plug that right into the line inputs on the back of the subwoofer. I want to have this as a complete stereo connection. So of course I'm going to run left and right. So from here, we're going to need an extra pair of XLR cables, and that means a total of 4 cables altogether. So now we're going to plug in the one subwoofer's channel output to the input on one speaker. We're going to take the other side and follow the same game. Plugging the 2 together, and off we go. I don't care if you plug one in over the other first. It's not that important. I do want to go from my mixer to my sub and from my sub out. It just makes wiring convenient. So now to turn everything on, you're going to start with your source and you're going to work your way through it. So in this case, the source is the mixer, then the subwoofer, because that's what we plugged into, from out of the subwoofer into the speaker. So it's going to go mixer, sub, main speakers, and you'll notice that it'll just sound perfect. There'll be no background noise at all. Everything's coming on. Wait a couple of seconds for it to happen. So we've waited for that all to happen. Now you notice I don't have any actual power cord on the subwoofer. It's not that I'm cheating. It's a battery powered subwoofer. So there we are. Battery powered subwoofer, main speakers, mixer all hooked up. All we have to do is hit the actual play button and we're good to go. You can definitely tell there's a subwoofer hooked up now. Now we're going to take the time to plug in a microphone. That'll go right into the mixer, channel 1. And we'll give that a little bit of a try and see how that works. And did it work for us? Yes, it did. Oh, look at that. So again, we'll turn the music down a bit here so it's not going to overwhelm everything. We'll turn up the main volume. Just make sure everything's good, everything's set and settled, and we're going to be happy with that. We'll turn the actual line down, adjust the gain level, and there we are. Everything's all good. My voice coming through the microphone, through all the equipment, everything's good, ready to go. Subwoofers always make a big difference. So if you're looking for just an audio system, something to PA everything and get yourself going, maybe you're gonna have a small backyard party, that sort of thing, definitely speakers to go with. And if you plan on really kicking it up a notch and you wanna have that extra, get yourself a subwoofer. It'll kick the whole system up. You don't have to get more powerful speakers. Just get a subwoofer. It'll add more bass, it'll add more performance. All the same amount of people and space that you're gonna operate, you're just gonna add more punch to it. So there you go. I hope this video helped you out today. Please hit that like button if it worked out. And if you're looking to buy a set, not a bad way to go if it fits your needs. 2, if you want to add a sub, it's a great way to set it up. 3, hit that like button and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're just renting a speaker system and this is going to fit your needs, remember, it's everything I talked about at first. That's why I covered the first part. That's what goes first. There's bigger sizes if you need bigger. There's smaller if you need smaller. Like I say, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.